Pakistan plays host to some of the most awe-inspiring natural and cultural diversity. From the unparalleled Indus civilization that thrived on the banks of the mighty Indus to the plains of the Punjab. That witnessed one of the most opulent royal heritage during the Mughal Empire of the 15th century. From the vividness of the nomadic tribal art against the arid backdrop of Balochistan, to the kaleidoscope that evolved along the historical trade routes of northern Pakistan and present-day Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Pakistan's biodiversity, geographical and cultural heritage have few parallels in the world. Ignacio Artaza, the current head of the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, in Pakistan, is a nature and wildlife enthusiast. He comes from the Pyrenees, a mountainous region along the border between Spain and France.
When I learned that I was coming to Pakistan a couple of years ago, I was really excited. This is the country where the Hindu Kush, the Karakorum and the Himalayas meet. Spectacular mountains, fascinating cultures, and wildlife. Interestingly, I realized that just like the European brown bear in my home country, an endangered species which is battling extinction, Pakistan's mountains are home to another brown bear subspecies, the Himalayan brown bears living 4,000 meters above sea level in the Deosai plateau. I learned that this enigmatic animal is critically endangered because their natural habitats are under stress, a fate comparable to that of their European cousins in the Pyrenees. Lack of awareness, insufficient funds and protective measures have led to a situation that is now dire. So I felt the need to do something about it, some sort of a public call to action. But then how does one get people's attention for a cause such as this one?
Connecting the plight of the two bear subspecies, in 2018, Ignacio decided to walk alone and unsupported over 900 kilometers across the Pyrenees mountain range to raise awareness for the protection of the endangered Himalayan brown bear, an animal in distress that he wanted to help.
So I decided I had to do something unusual, somewhat radical. How could I otherwise succeed in raising funds and in carrying a campaign to save the bears?
The iconic brown bears of Pakistan were on the brink of extinction until the creation of the Deosai National Park as a protected area. Nevertheless, they remain critically endangered due to weak enforcement of conservation policies. Unchecked tourism, encroachment, and lack of awareness on part of the nomads that bring their herds to graze in high-altitude plains. While the bears have seen a small increase in their numbers, thanks to the work of passionate conservationists, local authorities, and organizations such as the Himalayan Wildlife Foundation and, more recently, UNDP, additional work and resources are required to secure their long-term survival.
We need to know that unless we do more to inform the public about the plight of the brown bear, this beautiful animal will cease to exist in northern Pakistan. And I am sure that nobody wants this.
Having walked over 500 kilometers in just 2 weeks, Ignacio was forced to quit due to injury. However, the campaign was a success and exceeded its target of raising $10,000. Often referred to as the land of the giants, the Deosai Plains are home to a variety of flora and fauna that make it very unique in biodiversity. Centuries old, the Himalayan subspecies of the brown bear is one of the oldest and most significant inhabitants of these plains. Regrettably, once known to be over 10,000 in number, the population of the Himalayan brown bears has now plummeted to about 70. While focused on sensitizing public opinion on the Himalayan brown bear, the campaign seeks to mobilize the commitment of individuals, tourism businesses, institutions and officials to raise the efforts for the safeguarding of natural ecosystems and biodiversity. In line with Goal 15 of the Sustainable Development Goals, which focuses on protecting life on land. Life forms are becoming endangered or extinct due to our complete disregard and concern for the future. Without collective and individual efforts to raise awareness and protect the flora and fauna alike, the consequences will be irreversible. Due to climate change and other factors, it remains a very fragile habitat. More needs to be done so that its unique ecosystem is preserved and the population of brown bears is able to survive. The bears must overcome many difficulties to breed and grow. But a major point of concern that has increased the threat to these creatures is caused by humans and the damage inflicted to their high-altitude habitat. Spread over 3,000 square kilometers between Kharmang, Astor and Skardu, the Deosai National Park in Gilgit-Baltistan was established to conserve the remaining population of the Himalayan brown bear by providing them a sanctuary. The Deosai National Park remains the only habitat for these omnivores.
As I got to know about the conservation of the bear and its habitat, I also found out about some of the local initiatives taken by conservationists. They campaigned relentlessly to regulate grazing and run awareness drives for the local communities and other businesses related to tourism, such as hotels and transporters. And the Wildlife Department did a good job in bringing under control the potential damage of the fragile ecology of the plateau. Commendable work of the Himalayan Wildlife Foundation, led by Vakar Zakaria and his friends, who had been instrumental in bringing the population of brown bears back from the verge of near extinction and making all possible efforts to protect Deosai from irreversible degradation.
We started with 17 bears in '93, now we have about 70. Now, the natural space that the bears had was taken up grazing by herdsmen. Wildlife Department in Gilgit-Baltistan did a fantastic job of bringing that in control. So then we got space for the bears, and the population kept growing. We used to have something like 10 jeeps in a day, and now at times we get 300, 400 jeeps and 5,000 or 6,000 people coming in. It's a very delicate ecology, high altitude, very slow regeneration. People throw a lot of garbage. This increasing pressure now is also putting a pressure on habitat.
In order to maintain the remaining population of Himalayan brown bears and enable them to breed to safeguard their future, stronger measures need to be undertaken to support the conservation of the habitat. For instance, by working with local communities, authorities and the tourism industry, to appreciate and value the unique richness of the national park's biodiversity as a source of income and recreation, managed through sustainable development, as is done in other protected areas around the world.
3,645 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर का इतना बड़ा इलाका है, वहाँ पे स्टाफ न होने के बराबर है। स्टाफ कम होने की वजह से बहुत सारे मसाइल होते हैं, क्योंकि अब स्टाफ ने सिर्फ बेयर कंजर्वेशन के पर भी नहीं रखना होता है, लेकिन उन्होंने वहाँ पे जो सफाई वगैरह होती है उसको भी हमने मद्देनज़र रखना होता है।
Without the young people participating and realizing the value of it, the park does not have a future. When they go into the national park, they should respect that this is the home of the bears and don't disturb the landscapes, don't litter, go gently.
आने वाले मुस्तक़बिल में सबसे पहले तो वहाँ पे स्टाफ की तादाद को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा की जाए। वहाँ पे जो है उसके बाद जो है टूरिस्ट के लिए जो है एक ऐसा सिस्टम बनाया जाए कि टूरिस्ट जो विज़िटिंग टूरिस्ट पॉइंट्स हैं वहाँ की हद तक वो महदूद रहें। इसके बाद नोमैड्स वगैरह जो हज़ारों की तादाद में माल मवेशी लेके वहाँ पे आते हैं, उनके ऊपर जो है ना वो थोड़ी सी पाबंदी होनी चाहिए। इस तरह यानी कि हम बियर को यानी कि वो बेहतर से बेहतर कंजर्वेशन कर सकते हैं।
UNDP works with the government, civil society and local communities to address biodiversity loss and ecosystem degradation, promoting more effective legislation and empowering communities to manage natural resources in a balanced, responsible manner, meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations.
ब्राउन बेयर जो कि बहुत कम रह गई है हमारे मुल्क में। एज अ पाकिस्तानी, एज अ इंडिविजुअल्स, हम लोगों की ये कोशिश होनी चाहिए कि हम इनकी हिफाजत करें, इनकी जो नस्ल है वो ख़त्म ना होने दें हम।
Preserving biodiversity and ecosystems doesn't just protect the Himalayan brown bear. It also protects people's livelihoods and the local economy. With better regulations in place, information and support, communities become the guardians of natural resources, preserving it for future generations.
Pakistan is blessed with beautiful mountains, landscapes and ecosystems, which are home to unique cultures, vegetation and animals. Yet, we tend to take them for granted, and we forget that they too require care and protection if they are to remain pure as they were. If this short video has touched your heart and prompted you to join our movement for the protection of natural habitats and wildlife, part of our goal has been achieved.